Okay, this is going to be a video on WWE and why I think that it really just sucks and really at this point needs to go out of business. And I'm going to give you an example of, I'm going to talk about the segment they did this recent Friday night on SmackDown. It wasn't even Raw, which is their main show, so you'd think they would do this segment on Raw. No. And some people are trying to like it. Some of them think, oh, well, this is going to be a lesbian storyline. No, it's not. And other people saying, oh, well, they're going to have a tag team now. Probably not. They won't do anything with it. They never do. And I'm just going to talk to you about really what I see as being almost a twisted morality or a set of values for the PG era that doesn't make any sense. And this is how it's so hypocritical. As I say, the Attitude Era was immoral, and it was like too edgy and too violent and all this shit. But it's actually probably not as much as it is now. I'm going to give you some examples of this hypocrisy and shit that don't make any sense. And I'm also going to talk about the lack of really creativity and the lack of creativity and character development, story development, and the lack of providing a backstory for the writing. It's like you would see in fucking Star Wars where they have backstories, or Dr. Evil is a bad guy, he has a backstory, or Planet of the Apes, the new movie they put out, The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. The main villain in the movie, with the main ape villain, there's a human villain and there's ape villain. The ape villain, he has this big backstory, and they provide some sort of backstory for you to give a fuck, for you to understand what's going on, for an explanation. And how they don't provide that anymore. But I'm going to give you an example of some stupid shit they did. The first one is a story they did, a segment they did last year, where I think it was Eva Marie's first, who is a horrible wrestler. She has really no talent. I like her look. I think that's probably the best thing about her, and that was her ideal. WWE didn't want her to do it. They would put her blonde hair on her. Same shit you would see a million times over. With her original hair is black, she would look a lot like the Bella, so they had to change it because they wanted to make her not look like the other divas. They wanted to make her blonde. That would have been shit, but that's not the point. Good luck. But the point is, they had a segment, and Jerry Lawler is interviewing the newest divas and people. He's like, I haven't met you. My name's Jerry Lawler. And she proceeds to slap the shit out of him for no reason, and she's like, I don't like the way you look at me. Now, if this was the fucking Attitude Era, she would get stunned, or one of the other divas would kick her ass, or rock bottom, or something. She wouldn't just slap the shit out of a person for absolutely no reason, and that's just okay and dandy. You know, and it's such crap, because it's like, so he's a guy, so he can't hit her back, but it also didn't make any sense, because he didn't do anything, and you would think, okay, this is a heel turn. She's going to be the bad guy now. Nope, never fucking happened. She continued to be good. She's still the good guy. The next week, she's in a match, and I'm not even sure they wrote that, because, the divas act like they were shocked, because they act like almost like she was a bad guy, but she wasn't. And the story didn't make any sense, and it was just like, what the fuck do you slap me for? It was just such crap. And then there's the story, Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar is getting attacked by Mark Henry, who is basically the world's strongest man in real life, basically. And he's like 6 foot something tall, 30 some pounds, comes to the ring, he's gonna fight him. He kicks his ass 2 weeks in a row, and eventually breaks his arm, because I guess he's getting tired of getting ass kicked every week. Getting in fights with this guy. Now that's not okay, that's not tolerable. You shouldn't break someone's arm, whatever. But Big Show's gonna walk to the ring and act like he's the good guy, okay? And then that would be great. And it's kind of like an anti-bullying storyline. He's standing up to the big bully, except for the fact that 2 fucking weeks later, Big Show comes to the ring and has a match, and Jeff Coulter, who's in his 60s, is in the ring, and he goes into the ring for no reason. The guy didn't interfere, he hasn't done anything to the Big Show, and he knocks him the fuck out for no reason, and he's a 60-some-year-old man in the middle of a storyline where he's calling Brock Lesnar a bully. And this is in a company that is anti-bully. I mean, what fucking kind of hypocrisy is that? And that brings me to the video, the thing I'm trying to do now. Fandango has a dance partner for a long time now, since he debuted like 2 years ago. And they, turns out on Total Divas, they're having a relationship, which is probably, again, proof that Total Divas is just more scripted crap and not really reality TV like they say it is. But, so they're in a relationship. He then reveals that he's basically, because she's on TV, so they can continue to book her as his dance partner. So he brings in, he then reveals he has a new dance partner, and that's Layla, and he brings her in, and they begin a relationship. So Summer Rae comes back, and she's jealous of him. So Layla is angry at her because she wants him back, and they fight each other. Now the actual story lasts about 3 fucking weeks, so why even bother our time is a question. It's just a waste of time. But then they finally have the big match. And they promise a match, they don't give it, of course, and it's on SmackDown, duh shit. But then he tries to keep them from killing each other. So it's like, okay, he's the bad guy. He's booked as a bad guy. Why is he trying to help both people? Not just the girlfriend and the other one. He's trying to keep them from hurting each other. Why does he give a fuck? And why is he the bad guy? And then they attack him for no perceivable reason. And it's like he's the bad guy, and he does a dance. I guess the dance was annoying. I mean, I don't know. And it's also just so anti-male, because I knew the story was going to end this way. I mean, I knew it. I mean, they always do. Anything they've done for about 7 or 8 years now is always anti-man. Everything they do is anti-man. I mean, it's always the man always revealed to be an idiot and everything. The only exception was John Cena. And it's just a bad story. It doesn't make any sense. And even Zack Ryder, who was a good guy, and Eve Torres, who was really the gold digger, she ends up kicking Zack Ryder in the nuts, and that was the last thing. And after that, his character started to decline. So it's like, even he got buried by the bad guy diva. The only exception is Cena. And that's how intensely involved in sticking and shoving John Cena up our ass the WWE is. We can't escape John Cena. I mean, he gets booed by half the crowd, and they just keep forcing him on us. And it's such shit. And then you have someone like Dolph Ziggler, who is extremely athletic, good-looking guy, most talented, good on the microphone. He has a good everything. And the crowd reacts to him. Most popular guy in the company, one of them. They won't do anything with him. They won't book him. They won't push him. There's no explanation as to why. I mean, it's just, what the fuck is wrong with WWE? And why do you keep subbing John Cena up our ass for about 10 years? And part of it is they have such a low view of their fucking fans, because most of their fans are complete fucking idiots. Most of their actual fans left about 2002. I left in about 2006. I could still enjoy the program. I could still enjoy or be entertained by WWE until about 2006. In about 2007, it became so unbearable to watch this shit that I just gave up on it. And I still watch a few things. I watched what they did with Punk, when he kind of rebelled against the company. I watched the stuff they did with a few other things, the stuff they did with Rock when he came back, some of the stuff they did with even a little bit of what they did with Ziggler with a little time to push him, and just a few things here and there. And that's it. I watched Daniel Bryan once in a while, kind of like him. That's it. I haven't watched much anything they've done in about 10 fucking years, because it's been absolute crap, and that's my opinion. And they need to either just sell the damn company to Disney and just have Mickey Mouse wrestle Donald Duck and just be done with it. Put that final bullet in WWF's head and just give it to Disney, because that's the direction they're headed any damn ways. I don't know if the CIA bought it or what, but it's crap, and I don't understand it. And the morality, I mean, if you watch the Attitude Era, the morality made more sense. It's like they're actually helping each other out in the Attitude Era. You know, the Undertaker might not like The Rock, but he's going to help The Rock because he's getting gang attacked by someone. Now it's like he would not help him save his life. But they say the Attitude Era was the bad guy. I mean, it makes no sense, but that's my opinion. Whatever, P666.